Hey everybody, it's Jorik. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for continuing to support me and the channel. If you found me, I talk about Portugal and I throw in a lot of travel shorts along the way. Today I wanted to get right into it. Many people reach out when they have questions or they're doing consulting calls and they want to know, is Portugal as safe as we've heard? Whether we see a newspaper article, a television documentary, or somehow wherever they're living in the world and comparing where they're living and I'll say crime compared to Portugal. Oftentimes, Portugal, because it's considered one of the safest countries in the world, sometimes people don't believe it. Going, is there really not that much going on here? So what I wanted to do is recently Portugal published some crime statistics, and I just wanted to show them to you and have some of these screenshots where you can see for yourself how Portugal may stack up with the country that you live in. So as you see here, again, this is information that they've just produced in prior years. As you're looking through this, and I'm just going to kind of quickly show you the different parts of Portugal, it looks like the Azores, in general, crime went down. It's always very low to begin with. And I'll say in Portugal, crime in general is very low. They have noted that there are some places, and it's the big city, Porto, Lisbon, some of the Algarve, where crime has increased. Now, part of that is due to population increase because things being open the last year and a half, more people are moving back or moving in, so that can cause some stresses. But as you see here, there are some current themes or some running themes within Portugal in these particular areas. What's been reported, theft, whether it be considered or called petty theft or a major theft, that's something that is common throughout Portugal, albeit at much lower levels than, let's say, where I came from in the United States or even where I lived within the United States. Domestic violence is the only thing here when I'm looking at stuff, things that happen within the home that seem to be reported fairly often and is something that might be, I'll say, a theme or I'll say a consistent issue that Portugal has to deal with. But things that would impact you moving here as an immigrant or as an expat, I'll say things like murder, so major crime situations. Portugal really doesn't have that. I believe, I don't have a statistic for 2022, but in 2021, for example, the entire country, I believe there were 85 murders that took place. And I know it's a tough thing to talk about, but some of you may be in communities, let's say in the United States, where that's over the course of just a couple of weeks, you have something like that happen just in your particular community. So I wanted to make the video because as more people are looking to move, as I get more calls and emails regarding moving to Portugal, more people are asking, is it really as safe as what we've been told? And my opinion, just one person, is it's as safe as ever, and it's one of the most safe countries as a whole that you'll consider moving to. Even within Lisbon, I made a video that got some traction a while back on a bad area within Lisbon, and quite honestly, during the day, it's fine. It's just at night, there's some elevated drug activity and some prostitution there. So I wouldn't necessarily want to live there, but I think you could probably still walk through that neighborhood without something major happening to you. So it's a complete difference. If you're coming from the United States, moving here, it may be night and day, a stark contrast to what you see on TV as far as some of the reporting and some of the violence and the crime versus what your experience, which is going to be minimal at best. It's my opinion. If you're coming from Canada, I think you'll find something similar. I believe it's very safe in Canada. It's very safe here. So when we talk to fellow expats, immigrants from around that call Portugal home, that's what draws us here. It's one of the main things, along with the healthcare and just the culture and the lifestyle. the cost of living, is this ability to be able to feel comfortable here, where I can go out by myself at night and not feel threatened. My wife can go out and she's able to go meet with friends, depending on where she is. If she wants to walk back to the apartment, she can, without me being worried that something's going to happen. So I wanted to show these videos just because now that there's some more statistics out there, you can see what the government's reported, and you can compare that to where you live and see, as you're thinking about different places to move within Portugal, if this plays a role on where you may live or where you may not choose to live. I personally think the whole country is extremely safe. Again, I'm comparing it to some of the places I've lived in the United States. Hopefully you feel the same way, and will continue to plan your visa, your move, your vacation to the country. If anything, I hope these statistics will show you that it will give you more motivation to realize that it's a good place to be, and crime, although some of these numbers in some areas may look elevated, when you compare them to your own situation, they're probably much less in many cases than what you're experiencing in your home country and within your home municipality. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video, and enjoy your travels.